Staircases. As an architectural photographer, a subject like a staircase has always appealed to me. I have plenty of them in my portfolio. I have now photographed many wonderful stairs, from heritage mansions and orphanages in the UK, through to palaces in Poland and even former banks in Myanmar. Beautiful staircases are hidden behind doors the world over. They appeal to me for several reasons. Perhaps it is the ornate brick that draws me in, or the carved wood. Perhaps it is the frescoes surrounding them, or maybe the decay. But either way, each of them are unique, beautifully designed and styled differently, and each romantic in look and feel. They resonate with my audience as well, say on Instagram, like they almost expect a staircase shot to be next off my editing suite. During the Soviet period, tea was brought to a small village in the Guria region of Georgia. So much tea that it was a well-known village throughout the whole entire Soviet Union. In fact, by 1935, the tea plantations already had more than 1,000 hectares in the area. And during that same time, a tea factory was built in the village as well. Then came a house of culture, fit to cater for up to 800 workers. This was built in the 1950s, as the tiny village turned into a thriving one and one of the richest in the region. These days, to say the village is sleepy would be an understatement. Only around 1,400 households live in the village as of 2021, with most of the residents' income coming from citrus fruits and nuts. However, the town has become more popular as to this day, residing in the village centre is one beautiful staircase. A unique example that consists of lines, design and style, with walls surrounding them that are rich in a pink hue. They even come with glorious decay to boot. So join me as we step inside. It's cold today, got my hood on and everything. Today I've come out to this staircase, it's not too far, a couple of hours from where I live, to kind of show you guys really kind of how to shoot staircases, some good tips and tricks on shooting staircases. When you post staircase shots, for me personally, they're always popular, like I said at the start of this, and there's a reason for it, and it's because they're usually quite beautiful, and the types of ones that I pick out to shoot are usually stand out, have standout features, and they're standout staircases. This particular one's no different. It's pink, as you can see behind. Beautiful colours, the blue, the pinks, sort of baby blue and pinks go really, really well together. Okay, so tip number one is to slow down when you're on location. Really, to be honest with you, some of the bad staircases can easily be adjusted when you're on site. It's a lot easier than in post-processing. And what I mean by this is if you're standing here and you've got the ability to move your camera left and right, up and down, you don't really have the chance to do that later in post-processing. So for this, I would say the best thing to do is to make sure you're standing here, you're fine-tuning your compositions and really thinking about kind of what works and what doesn't. And the thing is I always look at the corners. So look at your corners of your frame, line things up. If it's not right, just start again. Take a step back from the tripod, look at it again and go again. This kind of thing. So just slow down. And I've got one here that I've lined up. I've got brackets ready to shoot. I've brightened it up so that you can see it on the brightest exposure. Now it's taken me quite a while to find this. It looks simple, straight on composition, but trust me, it really isn't. And why not, you say? Well, I'll tell you why not, because all of the little details of this, there's like little pillars, I'm getting little fragments of it on the left and the right of the frame, I'm getting the leading line of the stair down in the center. And if I push the camera left, right, up, down, it all looks warped and weird, especially with it being a Soviet building, everything can look completely off. So yeah, take your time. So my next tip is easy. It's going to be find something unique, a unique angle or vantage point. They always look amazing straight on staircases, but everyone expects that shot. So now I'm going to shoot one sort of shooting through the staircase, which is something that I did all the way back in 2018 for the first time. It takes a lot longer to line up, a lot longer to sort of like get precise and, you know, make it look spot on and sort of wow factor. But once you've lined it up and once you've done it, it really, really works. And now you can do it with a wide angle, but it does work best with a tilt shift lens. Let's do it. One more thing, when you're doing this, you do need to think about focus stacking. And the reason for that is that your lens is so close usually to the front banister that if you don't focus on it, it will look blurry. You need to focus on the front, the middle, and probably the rear, and stack them together and bracket. Don't forget to bracket. There's two main positives with a composition like this. Number one, you're not shooting straight towards these windows. And sometimes these stairs, especially in Soviet buildings, do have windows at the back that do flare up, especially if you've got cheaper lenses, cheaper equipment. A composition like this, though, can combat that because it's just a side light and you can eliminate it and it looks really nice on the stairs. The other thing that this sort of composition gives you, of course, is it draws your eye in right through the frame and it looks bloody amazing when you do that. To walk around, move around, find something a bit different. And we've already discussed the kind of shooting through the stairs. Well, it doesn't necessarily need to be the whole stairs that you shoot. In the frame that I'm doing now, I'm just trying to get like a portion of the stairs in the frame, show you that they are there, but actually capturing this section of the hall to show it off to its finest. And that's another tip. Walk about. You don't always have to set up your tripod to start with. Move around the space and think about your compositions. Why did I get the table that you see behind me? Well, the thing is, you normally need your camera as close to the middle of the room as possible. And with staircases, that's incredibly hard to do. You need to try and get up to the middle. And you'll see now how where I've positioned my camera is pretty much halfway between the very top set of the stairs and the very bottom of the floor. That then gives me a straighter composition, a cleaner composition, even with or without a tilt shift. It's irrelevant. And the reason why is if I'm shifting up, just because I've got a tilt shift, I'm shifting up and I'm still warping this mosaic and all of this pattern above and all of these kind of emblems on the wall. I don't want to bend anything at all. So yeah, that's the main purpose. You don't always have the option to get a table in like I have there. Got lucky, there's one just sitting over there. But if you can use something or get a tripod extension, then that would really help you out in this case. If not, you're going to have to make do and think of compositions that are within your frame. Usually you can stand further back and eliminate it, or you can even sometimes compress compress it all together and eliminate that bend. Okay, so I'm pretty much done for today. One of my favourite sets of stairs in Georgia, an absolute beauty. And one of the reasons why I came back here to shoot this staircase, let's call it a vlog tutorial, is because of it's just a beauty. I've got that natural light here to the side, and I really love the colour tones in here. It's really beautiful. That blue and pink really works. Of course, you can't always have staircases like this. By the way, have you enjoyed the new style of content? Because this is what I'm going to be doing from now on in. I've been working with it, thinking about how I would like this to go. Not so many tutorial-based stuff. We've done lots of that in the past, but a lot more kind of informative about the style of places that we're shooting, a lot more about the kind of the interiors, the getting there, and kind of my thoughts on the whole thing, as well as the history side, you know. And that's what we're going to be doing going forward. Of course, today we've given you some tips on staircases, but I'm going to keep tips more like to the minimal rather than me shooting all the time on camera, because I think you've gathered by now that a lot of the in-camera stuff for tutorials like this tends to be you know, similar settings, similar ideas, but it's always about the compositions and getting things right in camera. So if you've liked this content, please do help me support the channel by liking it, sharing it with a friend, or maybe you can hit subscribe and the bell notification to be alerted when my next video is live a week today. Bye-bye for now.